Hello inspiring Charitam fans. How are you doing? We bring stories that are unique and inspirational. Unlike most of the channel's story, this is an open-ended story. This comes from a woman who cheated on her husband 4 years back. She got caught, and since then reconciling. But now she is in a bad spot and is confused with the relationship. Let's hear it. Nicole married Carl after dating for 4 years. They were happily married for 10 years. They shared a son together. In late 2015, Nicole felt a bit disconnected from her husband. Carl was a great man, and he was very passionate about his business. He inherited a very small shop from his parents, which was there for 2 generations. He grew the business to many folds and was achieving great success. Obviously, as a result, he was lately spending a bit more time off their home. Nicole felt distant from Carl. She started taking more with Max, a family friend. Max was the son of Carl's neighbor. Carl's parents and Max's parents were very close. Even though Carl and Max were not very close, but they had been in each other's lives since childhood. Max, 5 years older than Carl. Max was divorced and had a daughter. Nicole visited his place along with her son, so that could play together. Max visited her house for the same reasons. They spent hours talking and grew a very strong emotional bond. She fell for him hard. Their physical affair started and it was pretty intense for about a year. Carl's parents got suspicious and spoke to Carl. Carl outright rejected the thought and even accused them of trying to create a distance with his wife. His parents were hurt but eventually decided to stay away from that. But soon after, Carl walked in on them. There was a lot of yelling and crying. Carl kicked her out of the house. He apologized to his parents as well, more on that later. But Nicole moved in with Max, as they were in love. But in no time, she figured out that Max was a real jerk of a man. It was one thing to sneak out and have an affair, but he wasn't a man to be with. He even mistreated her son. When Nicole protested, he dumped her like a hot potato. Nicole lost everything. Well, she was guilt-ridden for destroying her family. Her son was missing his dad. She had no place to go either. Carl already filed for divorce and asked for full custody of his son. Nicole begged to let her stay in the same house for the sake of her son until the divorce is finalized. She promised to find a job and move soon after. But then a tragedy hit both Nicole and Carl like thunder. Their 8-year-old was diagnosed with a chronic disease and slowly became bedridden. He needed a lot of care. Carl loved his son to death. He was using every penny he had to save his son. Both Carl and Nicole had to push away the idea of divorce for the time being and put their focus on their son. Even though Carl never filed for divorce, he never really loved his wife again. He was cordial and often became the shoulder to cry for their son, but she was at most the mother of her son, nothing else. He sometimes yelled at her and called her names as well. Carl and Nicole are living like roommates. They stay in different rooms and helping their son to heal. His son is however healing. He is no longer bedridden, but still can't play or be active like he used to be. The doctors said that it will take him few more years to come close to what he was. Now, Nicole has shut down emotionally since Max dumped her. She had the feeling of being used as a meat and she realized that she destroyed everything she had for a player. She had episodes of crying. She is crushed to see what Carl has turned to. But she can't go back and change the past. They left off the marriage where it was. They never worked on it. They never had the time. In the recent past, they spoke about reconciliation, but it feels like a long road ahead. Their son is still the priority. But what makes it difficult for Nicole is that she is utterly devastated by her guilt. She says she loves her husband, but it absolutely crushes her to see him sad. She betrayed the person who loved her the most, and she can't stand herself. She feels he deserves better, even though she wants to be with her husband. But both of them are in a situation that they can't leave. She believes that her husband is considering reconciliation only because of the son, and he does not love her any longer. The question is what she should do. Should she put effort to rebuild the marriage or let go of her husband to find someone worthy? It could have been a really simple answer had their son and his circumstances were not involved. So, what do you think? Please share the feedback and your suggestions. Please look at the other videos of this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. Please check the other videos on the channel. Stay healthy and happy. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.